We all have some kind of mysterious problem that we need to solve, no matter how high functioning we are. And we're really good at solving that for other people. So what I discovered working with my clients for the last 12 years is that there is a way that we can harness this capacity that we have to help other people and turn that around so that we can actually use it to help ourselves. Yeah. So, and even better, even more exciting, is it harnesses the power of our own higher self-intelligence. So I'm only going to be able to help you, first of all, if you believe in higher self-intelligence. So I'm telling you that right now so you don't waste your time on this video if that's not the case. Because we all have, from my experience, we all have a higher self-intelligence. You can call it your soul, you can call it source, you can call it whatever you want. But we all have some kind of higher self-intelligence. We all have a human who is like our avatar or game player for this lifetime, right? Who we're going to have these experiences as while we're here. And then we want to get the two parts together, working together in harmony to create our highest vision. And that's what we call alignment. So that's what alignment is. Alignment is when your higher self and your human are working in tandem, taking you in one direction where all parts of you are going powerfully in one direction. And then you create incredible momentum. And I'm sure you've had that experience. It's wonderful, right? It's wonderful. But we have parts of our identity, our human identity, that are going to block that momentum, that are going to block us from flowing with that higher self. But there's a bigger problem that you probably don't know about, and that's what I'm going to teach you about today. So the real problem is not your human. Everybody thinks the problem is their human, but it's not. Your human is not a problem. The problem is that in between your higher self and your human, you have something else. You have something I'm going to call your adult imprint. And what it really is just a recording, a composite of all of the adults that you grew up with. So your mother, your father, aunt, uncle, could be older brother, older sister, teachers, priests, if you went to some kind of religious thing. All of those beings become a composite being that becomes your inner adult, which I call your adult imprint, because it's just a recording of all these adults. It's not a real thing. It's not really part of you. But it acts like part of you. It acts like a manager of your life. And this is why it matters. Okay. It matters so much. So we have this adult that's in there, and you don't even know it's there because it's at the subconscious level and it's constantly having a relationship with your human. So imagine them over here, but you don't really hear it because it's all at the subconscious level. So that adult is always managing your human, telling it what's okay, what's not okay, what's safe, what's not safe. And the problem is that it's all going to be based on things that it learned about what's safe, what's good, what fits in with society, what doesn't. And you're also going to have a human that may or may not be rebelling against that adult. And that's when you can have some weird, quirky stuff happening. Like the relationship between these two can get really weird. And the only way you're going to know is by looking at the actual results in your life. So if all your relationships are wonderful and you have absolutely no problems in your company, then you may not really need me right now. But if you have any problems in your external reality, odds are good you're going to find the solution in this relationship, because life is a mirror of this relationship that you have inside yourself between the adult imprint and the human, right? Life is a mirror. It's going to mirror that back to you because life is like a game. It is kind of like a dream state of sorts, where life is always mirroring back to you whatever's happening inside of you. And that's why you see people where everything just seems to work for them so easily. And then you see other people where nothing ever seems to work for them, no matter what, right? That's because that relationship inside of them is not working very well. It's not good. And so what we want to do, what I discovered, solves all of these problems and gets our human self and our higher self in alignment and allows leaders to really lead and create at their higher potential in alignment with their higher self, guided by their higher self, where the magic just happens all day, every day, and it really does, is we need to replace that adult imprint with something much better. We need to get rid of that. We need to kick it out, right? But it's recording, so we can't kick it out. So what we do is we install a caretaker that takes care of the human, a wise, loving, kind, thoughtful caretaker. And here's the radical part. We become that caretaker. We identify as that caretaker. Because here's the other problem you have that you probably don't know about. If you're identified with your human self, if I'm walking around identified with Sean, I'm going to be limited by all of her beliefs and all of her things that she got growing up and her cultural ideas and all kinds of shit. That's just going to block her from having certain experiences, right? And lock her into other experiences forever, for life. That's what we call karma. It's really just like conditioning, right? But if I can step outside of Sean, if I can step back outside of Sean, now I can see what's happening inside of Sean and I can help her. I can help her solve any problem because I'm going to be her friend now. I'm going to be like I'm solving someone else's problem. So here's the thing. I bet you're amazing at solving other people's problems. I bet you are. And this is, you can harness that, right? So think about it. In the same way that you solve other people's problems, which you can do because you have neutrality, right? When you look at their problems. If you are looking at your human and stepping back from your human and helping your human like a friend, that gives you that neutrality. That allows you to get the answer really, really fast without getting lost in the identity-based aspects of it, emotionally and mentally, like with the ideas, the beliefs. Is that making sense? It's a lot. It's a lot. I know it's a lot, but I just wanted to give you the sort of overview. I mean, I am going to take you a little bit through this process. I'm going to introduce you in a small way to this process today and, you know, get you thinking about how you can use this framework. I call it the third person method that I've used for 12 years to help over 300 high performance leaders and entrepreneurs, people running companies and on stages and stuff like this, to have breakthroughs really, really fast and lead and create at higher levels within 6 weeks of using this method every day. And it's only 10 minutes a day, by the way. 5 minutes every morning, 5 minutes every night. So hopefully that sounds good to you because it really works. And I am teaching you today for free. I just really want this method to be shared because what I know is that if we have a world full of leaders attached to their human identity, we're not going to have a very good world, right? You're not going to be able to lead at your highest level. But if we have a world full of leaders leading in alignment with their higher self-intelligence, their soul, we're going to have an amazing world. So if I can help you even just that little bit to connect with your higher self, you're going to be able to help many, many, many more people easily, naturally. It's just going to work. It's going to be easy. It's going to flow and it's going to be in alignment with something that feels amazing for you. And your life's going to work really well. Because that is, life does want. Life as in life so, wants us to thrive. You know, again, if you think about something like an acorn growing to an oak tree, life wants that acorn to thrive, to grow to that giant 120-foot oak tree. Because then guess what? That oak tree is going to create a home for all kinds of other beings, right? It's going to create all kinds of life and support for like squirrels and, you know, birds and young lovers sitting underneath the tree and like all the different things that can happen around this oak tree. So hopefully that was not too much, but I'm very passionate, obviously, about this stuff. I wrote a book about this that I just launched not too long ago. And I am just really excited to share this method because I've seen it change lives for 12 years straight, including my life, because it didn't just make it possible for me to finally write my book and begin doing things at a higher level, but it also saved my life. That story's in the book. I'll leave you to that if you want to read that story. And it also, like I said, changed the lives of hundreds of high-level leaders and entrepreneurs. And so it can help you too. It can help you too, I promise. Look below and keep going with the steps. And I promise I'm going to teach you something that I think you're going to really enjoy playing around with that's going to help you solve problems a lot faster.